Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It is time for your late, tired, but not out of date Raw review. Raw just finished about 10-15 minutes ago. Sat up to 4 AM in the UK to watch this shit. And I've got to ask the question, why? I mean, Mick Foley took a lot of chair shots in his career, but I think I might have took more than Mick Foley to actually sit up and punish myself by watching this. I think Raw is pretty much unbearable these days. You know, people will claim it's got better under Triple H, and I think there's a couple of things that I've seen Raw move in the right direction with, but it's literally boring as fuck. Every single match is about half an hour. Every segment, every storyline, every feud is just like rammed and crammed into like the 130-minute time period, and then when they're done with that, they move on to something else. There's nothing like integrated throughout the show. It's just an absolute mess. It's like 30 minutes, we'll ram all this shit into the first 30 minutes, then that's it, done for the night. And it's like nobody wants to watch a 3-hour Raw show, and the first 30 minutes is basically all centered around Bianca Belair, because that's what happened tonight. We also had the return of Candice Lerae. Now, I don't really care for Candice Lerae. There was once a story going around that she wasn't considered pretty enough to be signed for the WWE. I disagree with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the way she looks. She's not ugly, she's just boring as fuck. And she's also the wife of Johnny Gargano, so that probably explains why she is boring as well. What else did we have tonight? We had the return of Edge. It doesn't even feel like a return. How many times have the Judgment Day beat down Edge and then he returns like a couple of weeks later? Surely if you get beat down, if you get like a career-threatening injury, you should be gone for more than 2 weeks. Edge, last time we seen him, looked like he had his leg snapped, and now 2 weeks later, he's back, he's running to the ring full speed, he's running into the ring, he's hitting spears, nothing wrong with his leg, even though the last time we seen him, it looked like the Judgment Day had seriously injured him. So where's the continuity? Where's the continuity? It is nowhere. It is done. So again, I was supposed to get, and I like Edge, but how we're supposed to feel as if he's been out for a long time when it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, so it's not this massive fucking return. The guy was gone for 2 weeks and now he's back. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. We will start from the start of the show, obviously. The Bianca Belair crap, get that over with, and then hopefully we can move on. So, Bianca Belair comes out, cuts a shit promo, usual stuff for Bianca Belair. Just says a lot, but says absolutely nothing while saying it. She's hugging Alexa and Asuka in the ring. Why? I mean, when did these three become like mighty close best friends? It just doesn't make any sense. Why the fuck are they hugging? Like, why are they that close? I don't get it. I mean, it's just, I don't get it. They're hugging. It just looks fake, looks phony. Bayley comes out, says Bianca was only successful because she was out injured, but Bianca says, nah, honey, that wasn't true. Honestly, these two are pretty forgettable, so I don't know if that was true or not, but Bianca says that she beat Bayley when Bayley was last in the company, and that she KO'd her onto a ladder. That makes Bayley then challenge Bianca to a ladder match at Extreme Rules. Bianca accepts the ladder match, but doesn't want to wait to Extreme Rules, so we get Bianca versus Io Sky in the opening match of Raw. I mean, this was very weird. You had Io Sky looking around the ring, looked like she wanted a microphone or something, or looked like she was asking for something, but then the match just started, so this was weird. I mean, Io Sky wasted about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, like, legitimately walking around the ring, like, signalling something with her hands, motioning, as if she wanted something, but then just turned around and started the match. Very weird. Bianca wins. I don't give a shit. Fuck Bianca Belair. She sucks. What can I say? She wins with a kiss of death. I mean, I think she's given this show a kiss of death, man. And it's the black kiss of death, because she sucks. This show sucked. And, yeah, poison fucking lips maybe, because she's killing it. I don't know what she's doing. But she's not good. She sucks. She does suck. We get Ray promo up next. He says that this current Dominic can't be his son, man. I held him in my arms, newborn. He can't be mine. Ray says that he hopes that he can snap him out of it. Ray says that just like Dominic wanted him to use a chair on him, Seth Rollins was going to use a chair on Riddle last week, and Seth Rollins wasn't going to have any mercy on Riddle. So tonight, even though Ray showed mercy on his son, he's not going to show any mercy on Seth Rollins. So I mean, it is what it is. An okay promo for Ray. Then we get The Miz. Miz is with a bunch of security guys backstage. He says that he didn't want big, stupid, clumsy security. He said he wanted small, stealthy security. And he calls them Miz Force. I mean, what the fuck? And then he goes and tells them to find the guy that will not be mentioned. I mean, everything The Miz does is great. I know a lot of people don't like The Miz, but I like The Miz. The Miz is a professional wrestler, and Miz Force could be the best stable since the NWO. Who knows? Miz Force, man. I'm all for it. Give us more Miz Force. We get more Miz Force, by the way, later on tonight. But before we get that, it's Seth versus Ray. Seth says he'll win the match against Riddle because he has what Riddle doesn't have, and that's a brain. Points to the brain. Says he's got a higher IQ than everyone else. Then the match happens. Dom comes out with a chair. Basically, does the same stuff he's been doing the last couple of weeks. Asks Ray to hit him. Ray doesn't want to hit him. Rhea Ripley comes out, attacks Ray. Ray gets thrown back in the ring, and Seth Rollins then sends a message to Riddle by choking Rey Mysterio out and getting the win. So there you go. We then go backstage with Lashley and Riddle. Lashley tells him, don't be getting involved in my match again. Riddle apologises, bro. Then Lashley talks about how they both know what it's like to fight inside a cage. He says you either get tapped out or knocked out. Then Lashley tells Riddle to go and knock Priest's teeth out tonight in the main event. Nothing really great here. Speaking of nothing great, what will happen next certainly wasn't great. Gargano and Owens are walking backstage. They find a member of Miz Force just laid out, and I mean it's cool. I like the way they're doing this. I like the way they're like you notice little things happening backstage, and you know they're like kind of throwing multiple things into the one like screen, the one like take and stuff. That's pretty cool. But Gargano and Owens up next. They face the Alpha Academy. There's one spot where Owens puts the big guy Otis onto the announce table, then jumps off the barricade onto the announce table, and it's like the same fucking height. They're marking it as if he's jumped off a 20 feet difference here. It's like a 20 feet fall, when in reality it's the same height. I mean, there's no fall here. This move didn't even look good yet. He goes through the table and everyone's like marking out as if it's like some extreme move, and it really wasn't. Theory gets involved, distracts Gargano. Gable hits his finisher on Gargano. Gargano kicks out and beats Gable. So like, what's the point? Alpha Academy can never win a match, and when you can't even beat Johnny Gargano, I mean, that's when you know you're in trouble. Then we got Theory and Alpha backstage. Alpha Academy. Gable says that if Otis hasn't been 100% since messing with Braun Strowman. Right, guys, I'm extremely tired here, and this review is probably not good, so I'm going to try and get through it quickly, because if I don't, I might just legit fall asleep here. So Gable says that Otis hasn't been 100% after messing with that big doofus Braun, and if he was 100%, they would have won tonight against the team of Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano. Then Austin Theory's phone goes. Theory tells Gable it's for you, and Gable's all like proud. He's like, oh well, I am Master Gable after all. There's a lot of people wanting to speak to me. Gable says hello. Braun's on the phone. He says that who are you calling big doofus? And Braun says that next week he's going to face him in his hometown, and they won't need to fly his body home for his funeral. And then what's his name? Gable on the phone tells him to shush, please. And then Gable hangs up on him. We have Theory talking to Otis. Theory says he wants Otis to face Gargano next week and destroy him, make sure it's his last match. And Otis is like, yeah, I could do that, yeah. And the whole time, like, Chad Gable's like just having nightmares about having to face Braun next week. So I mean, this was I like this. This was funny. I mean, Chad Gable facial expression was good. I like the Alpha Academy. It's a shame that they lose every single match, because I do think they're good, and I would like to see them get a push, and I think they should have held on to the belts longer, but it is what it is. No one's allowed belts at the moment because the Bloodline is holding them all hostage, but who knows, maybe one day down the line Alpha Academy can get their hands back on some tag team titles. Then we got Almost versus Two Bombs. Almost beats these bombs, piles them onto the announce table, then celebrates with his hands up in the air. The announce team thought Almost was going to do something cool, like a move through the table, but Almost doing something good just doesn't happen. So, yeah, didn't happen. I don't see why they're doing this. I mean, Almost is like over a year into his career. Why is he going back to jobber matches, squash matches? Just makes no sense to me. Then we get the Miz backstage. He finds that Miz Force have all been taken out. He cries, says, "We were supposed to be the best of the best. What happened to Miz Force?" It's fucking Miz is great, man. And then there is a hockey player statue in the background. At least we think it's a statue, and it turns out to be Dexter Lumis. So you can see him moving. The Miz is like shocked. He can hear something behind him, but he doesn't want to turn around. And then Dexter Lumis starts beating up the Miz, hits him with a hockey stick. Then he chokes the Miz out, and then he begins to stroke the Miz's head. So very, very weird here. Are we ever going to find out why Dexter is like pretty much just preying on the Miz? Why he is like assaulting the Miz and like touching the Miz inappropriately? Will we ever find out, guys? I don't know. I do not know. Then we get the return of Poison Pixie, aka Candice Lerae, aka someone none of us give a shit about. I actually think Candice is very hot. Well, maybe not very hot, but I think she is attractive. I don't understand where this whole she isn't pretty enough to be in WWE came from. She's a lot more prettier than half the women on the roster, I guarantee you that. But, oh yeah, she's just fucking boring. She is boring, there's no doubt about that. And it probably doesn't help that she's married to Johnny Gargano. That will not help at all, but she's not exciting. There's nothing to really care about here. She comes out, she beats Nikki Ash with a swinging neckbreaker off the middle rope. I don't know. I don't really care. What else did we have? We had the Judgment Day wanting AJ to join them. Balor says they're friends. Friends stick together. Balor says that tonight in their match, Solo Sikoa will have Sami Zayn's back, so AJ should let the Judgment Day have his back. AJ tells him he'll have his own back, so AJ doesn't want any help from the Judgment Day. Then we get Zayn versus AJ, and because AJ doesn't have any help, Solo Sikoa interferes, hits AJ from behind. AJ then gets hit with a haluva kick, and Sami Zayn pins the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ loses again. Then after the match, the Judgment Day come out, beat up AJ. Finn Balor says, "I'm asking you as a friend, AJ. Join the Judgment Day." But AJ, Finn Balor does the whole like too sweet sign, while AJ just gives him a middle finger, which I thought was pretty funny. And then they beat him up, they put a chair around his neck, but they don't like stomp on it. They just basically just showed off here that it was kind of like Finn Balor telling him, "Look at what we could have done if we wanted to, but we didn't." So they just left AJ beat up, really. Then we go backstage, we have a bunch of women arguing. It's Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Alexa Bliss. They're being congratulated by Candice LeRae. Then you've got Damage Control leaving. Basically, they start throwing insults at each other, and then Damage Control member Dakota Kai challenges Candice LeRae to a match next week. A match that pretty much nobody cares about. A match, just people with multicoloured fucking hair. That's probably the only selling point to this match. Then in the main event is Priest versus Riddle. I mean, it was an okay match. Riddle wins with a roll-up out of nowhere. Gets the, I guess you call it an upset win on Priest. Priest isn't happy. The Judgment Day is not happy. They all get in the ring and start beating up Riddle. But then Edge makes a save. You think you know me. Edge comes down, spears Priest, spears Finn Balor, goes to spear Dominic, but Rhea Ripley pulls Dominic underneath the ring. They try and make their escape. Edge grabs a microphone, says that you can keep beating me down, but you'll never keep me away. I'll always keep coming back, even if it takes 9 years. This time only took him 2 weeks. But yeah, I guess he has been gone for 9 years before. And it's just like, are we really supposed to care? Even Edge is alluding to the fact that they tried to take him out. Yet he was only gone 2 weeks. So it just shows how poor their attempt was at trying to take him out. You know, it just makes the Judgment Day look weak. If Edge was only going to be gone for 2 weeks, then why, you know, do that spot 2 weeks ago where it looked like they snapped his leg? Makes no sense to me. And then Edge challenges Finn Balor to a match. Edge versus Finn Balor for the first time, one-on-one at Extreme Rules in an I Quit match. Finn Balor then accepts the challenge, and that is it, guys. That is the match we're going to get. It's going to be Edge versus Balor at Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules is actually shaping up to be a decent pay-per-view in my opinion. I think it could be decent. I mean, some of the matches so far that have been announced have been pretty good. Balor versus Edge should be an okay match. But this Raw, for me, it's just too long. It's too boring. A lot of people are saying that Raw is kicking SmackDown's ass. I mean, let's be real, guys. Raw opens up with 30 minutes of Bianca Belair and Damage Control, whereas SmackDown is opening up with the Bloodline, Paul Heyman, and Sami Zayn. You tell me which show's better. What would you rather see in the opening 30 minutes? When you sit down to watch WWE, would you rather see Bianca Belair bore the hell out of you, or would you rather see Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, and the Bloodline with all the titles on SmackDown? I know what I would choose, so yeah, no, for me, I think SmackDown is still the better show. Raw, the matches are just too long, segments are too long. Literally, everybody's getting half an hour each, and it's just too much, man. It's way, way too much. So I didn't enjoy this show. I mean, Edge returned. I just don't really care. I mean, he was there 2 weeks ago. It's not like he's been gone for months. He was literally there 2 weeks ago. I mean, I thought the Miz stuff was good. I liked that. I mean, I liked the Alpha Academy stuff. But some of the matches were okay. I like Sami Zayn AJ was alright. Main event was okay. It wasn't the worst Raw, but a lot of it was boring. A lot of it was just too long. Matches too long. Every match is too long. Like most matches, you're getting like 2 or 3 commercial breaks during the match. I mean, that's just way too long. There's no need for the matches to be that long. It's fucking tiresome. It is, man. I'm gonna get a 2 out of 10. If the matches were shorter, if they like tried to split up the storylines more and had more segments and just made matches and segments and promos shorter, then I think this show could be a lot better than what it was. But a lot of it just seems to drag on. A lot of it seems never ending. I mean, when the first half an hour of the show is Bianca Belair, then I feel like I just want to shoot my brains out. So yeah, there you go, guys. I'm getting it a 2 out of 10. I really want to find out why Dexter's doing this to The Miz. Hopefully we find out soon. Maybe can we get something going at Extreme Rules? Ciampa wasn't here tonight. Can we maybe get Dexter versus Ciampa at Extreme Rules? Can we maybe get an explanation from Dexter? I don't know, but that's probably the most intriguing thing on Raw at the moment. And it's been a long time now, so I kind of want to know why The Miz is being targeted by Dexter Lumis. Hopefully we find out soon, guys. But that's going to do it for this review. Like I said, 2 out of 10. Very, very tired. I'm about to pass out here. I'm about to fall asleep. So, yeah, time for bed, I think. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'm saying 2 out of 10. Leave a like, leave a subscription. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.